What it do, folks? It's your boy Mason Spade.
And Javen Harper with P-Town Media.
You already know we got that exclusive access, man. Your access is great. Yo, check it. We got Jane Handcock on the line from Oakland. Check it out. The Bay Area's into his house.
Yeet.
Yeah. So y'all get ready. Yo, Jane, how you doing, dear?
I'm good, and yourself?
Wonderful.
We're doing good out here.
Yeah. We want to talk to you about your projects, your music. We've been lacing up the city of Portland with some of the music that you've been doing. You've been working with some great people that's obviously known in the town. A lot of people didn't know that. So we want to connect the bridges together between Deuce, yourself, and then the wonderful music that you make. Because Deuce has been producing, directing some things in the background with some visuals that's been amazing as we've been seeing on Instagram. So I Don't Like That is one of the joints you got coming up. And that looks like it's going to be February 19th. And we already got that in our pre-sale list. So as soon as that thing drops, we're going to be bumping it on Spotify. Tell us about it and what you got going on.
That's what I like. That's what I like. Basically, shout out to Deuce. First of all, he's literally like a brother to me. Also, just somebody that I work very, very closely with. We are part of Grand National. You know, he is one of the founding members. I say he's one of the guys that really get things done. Very executive role. He's a mentor for me. He's somebody that I just truly look up to. So I'll be just happy just to learn from him. Honestly, be around him. He always gives me game, and he just ultimately helps me be better. You know, him and just along with the other guys have really poured into me. Just based on what they can see me doing and just me kind of getting out of my shell with that, and then bringing me out of my shell to say, nah, you're going to show them this year. You're going to show them. You're going to get up out there and you're going to do it. So that's for sure, Deuce. Shout out Brookfield Deuce. And we got some dope stuff. Working on his album is crazy too. So.
Oh, I can't wait.
I can imagine. Let me ask you a question. When did you fall in love with music?
I was 3 years old. I knew, I damn near started singing before I could talk. It was like a thing where I just loved the radio. My mom was definitely a 90s mama. So she had the long red nails. She used to have, I could just paint a great picture for y'all. She was like Faith Evans. She had the Faith Evans cut. My mom is, of lighter skin. And she was just that fly 90s thing. So I used to look at her and my aunties, and I used to hear the music that they play. And it would always be like Faith Evans, Kelly Price, just a lot of those people. So like the early 90s, that's literally what I did. I learned how to really kind of sing. That caught me more than talking, for sure.
Is that where the inspiration of the nails came from your mom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you always are well put together. I haven't seen a video without the nails or without you having a trench coat. I mean, I love to see how you dress. Is very stylish.
Bad. Make him swag up.
I appreciate that. Look, now I feel bad because I'm dressed so regular today.
That's the thing we love, though, because in all actuality, all that extra stuff sometimes is not necessary. You put on your foundation, you put your lipstick on, you put your eyeshadow on, and you hit your nails. That's all you need. You know what I'm saying? And then everything else is just a swag in your confidence in the way you hold yourself. And that's what I love the most. And that's what makes you, I'm married, but that's what makes you so much attractive to a lot of brothers. Is the fact that you hold a self-confidence about yourself, that you know you are who you are, and there's never going to be another Jane Handcock. And the other females have to sit in the back seat on that.
Right.
Man, it took a while to get there, but I just really, it was like, I guess just me getting older, it was one of the moments where you just have a come to Jesus moment, like, this is who I am, hate it or love it. And I think what fueled me was a lot of no's. So, I kind of hopped in the industry per se, songwriting. So a lot of people kind of saw me just doing that. So the whole artist thing to a lot of people is still like, what? And I think that fueled me in the best way possible, because it just made me say, okay, you don't let nobody define who you are. You define it. So it just helped me really kind of get on my game to tell my own story and get out there. I have insecurities, all of the stuff, but I want to represent for the girl or the woman who's just like me. You know, we all battle with, you know, little stuff, and we can't, you know, sometimes do what other women do to perfect their bodies or perfect whatever they think you know, a perfect body or image looks like. So I want to definitely represent and let women know you do you. You're beautiful just how you are. So that's why sometimes I don't have the makeup and the I gotta, you know, let people know I'm fly without it, you know.
I think what makes your style so different is you say what women want to say, but they're afraid to say. Would you agree?
Yeah, I say what I'm afraid to say at times.
But it's slick though. I ain't gonna lie, it's slick though, and I think women should hear it because, you know, say what you mean what you say. If you like a brother and you want to make eye contact with him, you know, go ahead and make that eye contact. You know, sometimes as men, we need that little reassurance that it's okay, we got the green light. So every time I listen to your lyrics, I'm always like, who is she talking about? You know, who you know, where does these experiences come from?
That's a good segue. You know what? Who is she talking about? Because you know what? When I be listening to some of your music, it sound like you want some smoke. It sound like you got some haters. It sound like you got some females out there who be jocking the swag. Look, we got people out here in our town who jocking the swag. It is what it is. They see us do our thing, they pick up a camera too. I don't even care. It's part of the thing. We like to inspire. However, you said you won't smoke in one of your tracks, man. I was listening to you on the way to here. You said you want to smoke. Who out there hating on you and your skill?
You know what? I forgot. Dang, I'm sad that I can't remember who did this song. But it's like, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping, and that's so true. You know, like, you know, there's always like that piece of it. But I think for me, for the most part, I'm very pleasant, and I like to spread good energy and just positivity, transparency. I like to spread that, and I think sometimes, especially with like social media, we get into this thing where it's like I'm unbothered, and it's like, nah, I'll be bothered. I'll be bothered as hell sometimes. Like, people piss me off, so. Music for me is like therapy, so I always will say it in my music. At this point, I can't even write about nothing that's like fake or something that I don't really relate to or that I can't connect with. So I think everybody can connect with. There's somebody that's always trying to be like shady or, you know, just hella funny, like real funny acting. Like, okay, I heard that. I caught that. You ain't slick, you know, and with my music, I think it's great because I think some people will get a chance to hear my music before they'll ever hear me speak. So, you know, I think staying in the music is powerful.
People want to know, Jane. A fan of yours reached out to me, knew I was doing an interview. I used to do an interview, and they asked me to ask you this question. So, people want to know: are you single? Are you dating? Are you in a relationship?
Huh?
I'm not single. I'm not single. It's fairly new in a sense though, but I'm not single. But the music though, my music, it's not just talking about that, you know, person. It kind of just pinpoints what I've been through or what some of my friends have been through. Sorry about that. Just period. You know, it just kind of pinpoint what I may have gone through and vice versa. So I am not single, but I'm happy. I'm happy for sure.
Good for you. Good. Speaking of the music, what is it like for you what is your creative process? Being that you said you're a writer, is it writing first? Is it hearing the beat? Could you tell us a little bit about what it's like jumping in the booth for you, and what is your creative process to putting together a track?
For me, it starts with a melody. So either I have a melody in my head or I hear a melody, and then I go off of that. When I hear beats or music, you know, it can even be like a loop, or it could be like just any type of instrument, and I write to that. I always go off of how I feel. So sometimes a song or a melody can just make me feel a bit sad, or make me feel like I want to reminisce, or make me feel like I want to get serious about a topic, or, sometimes it makes me want to be silly. So that's pretty much how I scale it. A little bit of, and just relaxing, not taking it so serious.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand. Very good. Jane, let me also ask you, who's been your musical influence that's gotten you this far? Because I know the music industry can be very brutal at times. And so where do you draw your strength, and who has been your influences to help you get this far?
For sure, Raphael Sadiq, shout out him. He's been a real dope mentor for me just throughout my career in the industry. I'm like really, really old school, so that's why sometimes it's kind of fascinating for people to kind of like take to me, especially like the cool kids, because I was really artsy. I started off in jazz, so like I love like Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald. I like that. I like singers that are like singers. I love like Aretha and Anita, Tony Braxton, just real singers, Whitney. I'm a singing gal, so I love singers. Shaka Khan. Those are the women that I really look to for style, grace, for how they carry themselves around. They weren't perfect. They gave you a little sass if they needed to, but they were always a lady. So, those are the people that I look after as far as my image and as far as music. The stuff they say was very slick, but they said it in a way, that always represented them as a lady.
Wow, let's talk about a major part of inspiration for you. Now, she's been an inspiration for me just by listening to some of your music and the clips that you put into your tracks there. Miss Katie, which is your granny, and I love the relationship that you have with your granny. My grandmother's passed, unfortunately, and plus my mother. So I look at different relationships that I can draw inspiration and wisdom from. Your relationship with your granny, you have been open with that and shared information on Instagram. Sometimes you share some really cool footages from behind the scenes of relationships with you and your granny, which I think is dope. I love the wisdom that she gives on the music. Curious, why did you decide to include that wisdom, and how much of an inspiration has she been to your life?
Well, I like to first off, say, R.I.P., God bless her soul. She just passed a little over a year ago. And those who really know me know that was like really, it was rough for me. It was really, really, and I mean, it still is. I don't think it's something that I'll ever really get over. It's definitely like changed me. But, I was always a granny's girl. Like, I was a mama's girl too. Like, don't get me wrong. I was like, me and my mama, that's my girl. That's my boo. But my granny, when mom was at work, it was like, I want to go to granny's. So, my granny would pick me up. I don't know if they got like a Wiener Schnitzel out there in Portland, but every day after school, in elementary school, she would take me to go get a hot dog at Wiener Schnitzel. And, my granny was just my girl for real. I think I softened her up a little bit. And she just was sassy. And, I moved to Atlanta, and I remember wanting to come back home, and my mom had lived in Houston at the time. And all I knew was like, I can't go to Houston. Like, the music ain't, I don't think I'll be able to thrive because I don't know nobody out there. So, I asked Granny, like, can I come? She's like, you can always come home. You can always come stay with me. So I lived with her up until she passed. And it was just dope to get all of the game, because coming back home, living with my granny as an adult woman was just, it was something for sure. I've seen so many sides to her, and she saw so many sides to me. And unfortunately, I really did see her decline. She had dementia, and then it kind of just went downhill, along with other health problems. But I always cherished our good times. Me and her always laughed. We always laughed. We always talked about boys. We always talked about, she always instilled in me, don't you let nobody tear you down. And it's okay to cry, it's okay to this way, but you always pick yourself up. You hold your. I remember her always saying, hold your head up when you walk. Just little things. So she's just a huge inspiration for me. I knew that at the time, especially like doing Truth Be Told, she started getting really, really sick. And I told myself just subconsciously, like, I want to keep her voice alive. Sometimes when people, pass, you low-key start to forget, how they sound. You be like, damn, I wish I had a clip. I wish I had something. So that's something I can always go back and be like, damn, let me get back on track, wilding out.
That was smart. Thank you for doing that. I mean, seriously, that to touch my soul. She gave some game about some relationships that, I felt like was needed. You got a lot of young women and young men who actually don't set a creative standard for themselves in relationships, and then they always lower the standard in those relationships of what they're looking for in the quality of a mate. And she was basically like, man, know what you're looking for and don't settle for less. Know who you are. If this is what you are, you accept that. You don't accept nothing less. If you Louis Vuitton, you accept Louis Vuitton price. Don't have nobody come at you with no $100. Let me get $100 for Louis. This is a Louis Vuitton. What you mean? You know what I mean? You are Jane Handcock. What do you mean? You can't just come at me with no craziness, So I'm just glad that you got yourself a great relationship. Everybody had some heartaches and some pain and found some love. That we've heard that throughout the music. So it's great to hear that you found some love, especially for this Valentine's Day coming up. That's wonderful that you have someone special to share that with. So definitely do that.
Yeah.
It's snowing here in Portland. How's the weather out there in Oakland?
I hate to say it's actually sunny today. I hate to throw that at y'all. Like, it's sunny over here.
Throw some shade,
It's all good. It's all good.
But I want to come out there. I heard it's beautiful. Fun fact is, that Oregon is my dream place to live. I've never been, but I'm just one of them little hood girls that always shout out all of the schools I went to. They always took us on field trips and stuff like that, and that changed my life because I got to read about trees and nature and different things, and I know Oregon is so dope for that. So that's my dream place to live. I'll be living there one day.
Come on.
We'll be here for you. We'll give you the experience.
Yes. We'll come visit. I'm definitely coming to visit y'all soon.
We'll
Absolutely.
definitely take good care of you out here in the city, man. We got a wonderful black community. The vibe up here is not like most major metropolitan cities. This place you can actually be a little more safe. Here it's just more so with the people amongst each other, crabs in a barrel. You're gonna get that in any city where you have a black community. You know what I mean? Especially when opportunities weren't handed out to us like that. So when those opportunities are so slim, you always got a whole bunch of people calling for that one opportunity or whatever. So in the city at times you may get some vibes like that. This is the West Coast. We're not that friendly and welcoming. I mean, you're not gonna get no Southern hospitality down here. So if we see a person that look like you, yeah, you might get the look. Yeah, that's like it was West Coast. You gonna get the looks. We ain't trying to make no new friends unless it's with business or networking. So, and that goes for the people who come to Portland or come to Oregon from down south and they feel like y'all trip up here. Yeah, we West Coast. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to be your friend right now. Exactly, but when
try to protect the fort, just period. The whole West Coast, where it's like that whole thing where they're like, nah, New York, they're just hella hard. It's just the East Coast, period. They got that vibe. I think people don't realize we got that vibe too. We just do it differently. We just hella chill and we probably smoke more weed than others. So, but we still don't play out here. We don't play at all. So,
I got a question for you. I want to work to you to help you work through somebody. What bit of advice could you give to an artist that may be struggling, up and coming, feeling a little burnt out? Maybe could you share some of your experiences, or maybe give them a piece of advice for artists that may be struggling and they see you as an example? Could you maybe shed light on that and give them a piece of advice about the music industry?
Man, look, depending on the day, we could just hug each other and just sob together. Honestly, as hard as this is, you know, I think any field is hard, you know, but you know, when it comes to this entertainment industry, you have to be resilient. You just have to be. There are going to be a lot of people. Sometimes you're going to be your only person that truly believes. You're going to be the only person that probably sounds crazy to everybody. You know, I shout out to all of my friends, just my village period, because I know I've sounded crazy to them for years. And it's finally starting to look like, okay, dang, he actually, it's starting to happen. So, you know, you got to be okay with being crazy. When you dream something so big and something so epic for yourself, and just something so liberating, it's not about the fame, it's not about the vanity, but when, you know, we talk about art and being able to be blessed enough to be paid for it and live well off of it, you just have to fight to be liberated, you know, because that's a liberation, you know, in itself. So you have to just keep going, keep being diligent, believe in yourself. I know that sounds so cliche to say, but sometimes we just aren't nice to ourselves, you know, men and women. You know, we'll look in the mirror and just be like, or somebody could compliment us like, oh no, you know, I'm cool. Nah, you ain't just cool. You bomb. And until, like, even if you don't believe it, you got to keep saying it. And I, from experience, for the longest, I just now started probably taking myself super serious like a year ago, because I didn't see what everybody else saw, but now I'm starting to see, you know, from, you know, what it really is. So you just have to honestly believe in yourself, believe in you. You have to be your biggest advocate and understand that no is a complete sentence. Don't stress yourself out.
Well, we're a testament to that, you know. I mean, we found you through your craft, through your talent that God gave you, and you decided to give it to the world. So if you didn't do that, we wouldn't have been able to found you, you know. And on top of that, you know, Jane, there's only one you. There's gonna be a lot of people in this world, maybe look like you, could even sound like you. They'll never be you. So with that being said, imagine how amazing it is when you have so many individuals who've been created in life and have just this one person just be so unique out from everybody else. Why can you not strive in that bag to be the best you that you can give to the world? You know what I mean? And that's what so shout out to anybody else in the world who wants to be great, y'all. You know, keep being great in the world. Keep digging in your bag. You know, I do got a complaint for those who is being great. You can't be great in them Ugg boots with them stretch pants. That's about done. I'm about tired of that now. You can't be great in that no more. But 2021, we gonna be great because it's snowing outside. So I know you want to wear your Ugg boots. I get it. But Ugg boots right now is out. It was not the swag. No more. Sorry, I had this little segue. No, little sidebar on that. But I mean, you get it though. You know. First of all, we just want to say thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
I had to make you laugh because we wanted to see that wonderful smile on your face. Tell us where we can find you and find your music.
That's those girls, so that's hilarious.
Oh, you don't like them boots too, huh?
You can follow me at Instagram at Miss Jane Handcock, MSJaneHandcock. A lot of people forget me. You can type me in, look me up. My music is everywhere. I think Twitter is the same thing, Miss Jane Handcock. Yeah, Jane Handcock. Look me up on anywhere you listen to music, I'm there. So check me out.
I don't like that. February is coming out, y'all. February 19th. I don't like that. Make sure y'all cop that, you know what I'm saying? And for a special treat for y'all, if y'all like Dreamville, a lot of people like Dreamville, J. Cole and his crew. They got a dope crew, I'm not gonna lie, but y'all gotta tune in to Twice on Sunday Season 1. Pull that up on Apple Music. I guarantee you gonna get a gumbo of everything from Jane with the soulful music, from dudes breaking down some bars, and a whole bunch of other artists you might not be familiar with, but you will. Oh, you definitely will. So make sure y'all tune in on Apple Music or Spotify and check out Twice on Sunday, Season 1. Yo, Jane, can you give us a shout out here at P-Town Media?
Yes. I just want to say, this is your girl, Jane Handcock, and you are tuned in to my good people at P-Town Media. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
We love you.
Thank you
y'all
for the
too.
interview. We all we got in the West Coast. BET is not pushing the agenda that we used to know of, which was our skills and talents. They turned into like more of a African American show type of network, which is cool. But we still got great talents in our communities, and we gonna definitely find a way to make that shine. So thank you for giving us the ability to allow your talents to shine today on this platform.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for just supporting me, and I'm gonna be tapping in with y'all because I don't know a lot of people in Portland. So you guys are gonna be one of the first people that I call for real. So
Oh shit, we the homies now.
Definitely. Look, now I'm gonna get on the line with Duke. Like, hey, we gotta go out there.
Word up, sis. Thank you.
Thank you guys
Have a
so
good one.
much.